Check 1 2 1 2. What it do? It's your boy Big Snoop Dogg live on this podcast. What I sound like? Do I sound clear in your ear?
Man,
I hope the smoke ain't bothering you, brother. You know you in my presence, so you know this is gonna be a smoke.
But I tell you what though, funny
What?
shit is, I smoked with you once. I was in
the club, nigga.
It was in okay. So
I remember, nigga. If you don't quit playing, nigga, my memory is impeccable, nigga. I couldn't wait to tell niggas I blew. Just said, watch this nigga gonna run 400 yards this week. I just blew with the nigga. Watch him go 400.
Like, yo. That's why I told my girls on the driving over here. I was like, yo, I ain't smoking with this nigga, man. I left there.
That's why I ain't even offer you nothing. I'm gonna wait till I finish interviewing this nigga to make sure we get it all the way clean and clear. First, then once we finish, I'm gonna give him one for the road that he can take with him. He can do it whenever he get ready to.
Nah, for sure. Well, shit, we already rocking, man. We just go ahead and get it in. So if you didn't know that voice, everybody, that was the legendary Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg,
man. I appreciate you taking out the time,
come on,
man.
brother. You know I got love for you, dog. I mean, I love the way you played. I love how you are on and off the field. You asked me to do it. We hooked up on the DM, and I'm a man of my word. We ain't got to go through no managers and none of that old bullshit. We cut straight to the chase. Let's do it.
My dog, man. So I walked in, and you was on the phone with one of your peoples, man.
Right.
And you had that Netflix coaching special come out, man.
Right.
What's up with that? That is one of the most inspiring things ever to me, because you look at all of our neighborhoods, kind of it's the same stuff, and you look at what you do is you provide. You're like a preacher without selling hope. You're actually providing the hope. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And so, where did that inspiration come from to reach back into your neighborhoods?
Well, you know what? My oldest son, started playing football in the area that we was living in, and I had a few dollars in my pocket, so I wasn't living in the hood no more. But what was happening in my mind was, wow, I really want the kids in the hood to experience what my son has experienced. So the next year, my son played in a league where he was in a league where there were hood kids. But I just didn't like the league, and I didn't feel like it was benefiting the community. So I was like, the next year, I'm going to start my own league. And I got with one of the coaches from the teams that was in the league that I was in, and we got with a bunch of other coaches and some volunteers and some people who believed in what we believed in, and put up $1 million and secured a few fields and got some uniforms and helmets and licenses and agreements and understanding. And we started the Snoop Youth Football League in 2005. And it was just something that I wanted to do to make it easy on the parents, because it was $300 for each kid to play. Yeah. So what I did was provided a way for one single parent to pay for 3 kids to play. Wow. So if it was one kid in the house, it cost $100. The second kid, it cost $50. And if it was a cousin that lived down the street, or you can put him on that same plan, and that was $50. So it was a total of 3 kids for $200 if you use that plan.
Right.
And that helped a lot of single mothers at that time to get their kids involved in the after-school program, which was football. And at the same time, it was a beautiful look that we needed in the hood, because they stripped us of a lot of our after-school programs. And I didn't even know what I was doing. I just was trying to be good at what I do, which is giving back. And 15 years later, look at what we have.
No, exactly. I think that's what's so powerful about this shit is you look at a lot of people's platforms, and they don't capitalize on the good that they could do. They use their prowess for selfish gains, and you actually walk that talk. The interesting thing that to me, man, I have like a cognitive dissonance about it, and what I have about it is like I played football for my whole life since I was 7 years old, and I'm unsure of the future of the NFL and the future of football in general, because of the science that's coming out with CTE and things like that. Is your league, or have you thought about that, addressing that with parents, or was there ever any concern as far as that is? Because it's a big deal. It's
a real big deal, especially when you're dealing with kids, because you got to understand certain parents don't want their kids to be involved in physical sports, especially when it's dealing with tampering with their brains before they're able to actually become full-grown men.
Right.
But with that being said, sports were put here for a reason. It's not made for everybody.
Right.
You know, I got 2 brothers. None of them played football. I did. I got cousins that didn't play football. I got homies that didn't play football. And then I got some that did play. So I feel like certain sports aren't made for everybody, but the technology side of it, in every sport, there's a risk of you being injured.
Right.
There's a risk of you having after effects at the end of your career. In every sport. That's from baseball to hockey to all of the sports that are considered physical, where you can get involved in some action with another player. So with that being said, I just say that I don't disapprove of what they're saying as far as the information on the CTE, but we try to teach football the fundamental way. We try to teach it the right way to try to prevent that from happening. Despite you can't always stop it from happening, but the way you teach it is from the ground up. And I just feel like that a lot of the guys that are in the NFL were taught the wrong way, because we was taught to fire off and fuck niggas up and not just to have no conscience about fucking a nigga up.
Right.
But now you want to slow us down and teach us how to do it as grown men, and it ain't gonna work. But where it is working is with the kids. Because if you're taught as a kid, you'll grow into that as a grown man, and your ways will be displayed as an adult the same way they was as a kid. It'll just be more tightened up and you'll be more refined. But whatever you were taught as a kid, you do as an adult. That's why I say the headhunters in the league, they've been doing that shit since they was Pop Warner players.
Right.
And they've been getting, yeah, good job, yeah. Now they getting fined. So it's kind of hard to pull back. But if you teaching the kid as a baby, that's a bad hit, you can't do that, that's a flag, you out the game. They understand. Now they training themselves to know, okay, I don't even practice with my homies like that. When we on my team, we practice ones against ones. So if you're not trying to kill your teammate, I can't allow you to kill the other team that we playing against.
Right.
I need you to play with the same intensity that you do at practice, but just a little bit more against that team, but not trying to hurt them.
Right. No, I think that's a beautiful way to put it, and that's why I have that cognitive dissonance, because a part of me is like the future of the sport. I'm unsure of, and I'm sure of how healthy it is for the brain. But then the other side is there's kids that this is all they have, and I was one of those kids. Like if I didn't have football, like who knows what I've done? I probably would have been successful because my mind frame. But there's no telling.
Right.
This was definitely an avenue for me to get up out of my circumstances.
Out.
And I executed.
Yeah. And
so a part of that is the gangs in our neighborhood,
yes.
right? And I've always wanted to ask you this, man, because it's a part of your persona. It's a part of your ethos. It's a part of who you are. And I've mumbled it back on plenty songs that you were on. What is that? Because there has to be some kind of like good or bad feeling with it, as far as like
it is
promoting it.
It is.
Whereas it is a part of who you are.
I think it's a double sword, because the bad of it is that it is gang affiliated, and it does have negative inferences that come with it. There are some bad guys that are in there.
Right.
Same with the police department. A couple of bad ones, a couple of good ones. But the good is the ones that I'm reaching. I'm teaching them how to be rappers. I'm teaching them how to be businessmen, how to be fathers. Right. And they don't want to be gang members no more. They want to be the kind of gang member that I am, a successful one who overcame, one who made it out, and still wears the flag and still represents. But I'm a man now, and I'm a businessman, and I know how to leave that behind and take it with me when I need to take it with me. Right. It's a certain thing of turning the switch on and turning it off. And what I'm teaching is sometimes you don't need that mystique or that gangster shit, because it's only going to take you so far. Right. It got me to a certain level. Now I don't need it. I only use it when I need to identify or to communicate, because it's a language that we speak. It's a gangster code that we speak around the whole globe. If I don't speak your language, I ain't listening to you. Mm-hmm. So the language that I speak is for all gang members, not just Crips and Bloods, but all gang members around the whole globe. And they respect it and they appreciate it, because they see that I'm a gang member that's excelled, and I'm teaching the right way. Right. I'm not teaching them how to bang no more. I'm teaching them how to get out. I'm teaching football, business, how to be fathers, how to be mentorship. I'm teaching all of the great things that gang members don't teach you. So don't bash us because what we was, because we are cleaning up our act. Most politicians have fucked up backgrounds. And then when they make it, that's when you hear about it. We the same way. Right. Give us a chance, but because what we're doing is, look at what I'm doing with my football league. Probably 70% of the coaches are ex-gang members. Listen to what I just said. Ex-gang members.
That's crazy.
So they reach those kids way better than any football coach could reach them.
Yeah, in a way that they couldn't.
Because when the game is over with, the life begins. And that's when that ex-gang member coach really kicks in with the knowledge and the understanding. And hold on, you ain't doing that. Get out them streets. Get over here. What your grades look like. Get your shit together. And you listening. Right. You may not even listen to your mom and your daddy, but you're going to listen to that coach.
I remember that because, my pop, he's from Carson. He grew up in Carson. And, he was always in the streets. And, I did what I did, but I wasn't never in no gang, always around it. Most of them wouldn't let you.
Because they seen what you had.
Right. And so, but my pops coached me in high school. And all the young little gang members that was on the squad, he would always pull them to the side, and they always had this utmost respect for pops. It was the weirdest shit. I didn't understand.
It would blow your mind that they didn't respect shit, but when your father talked, this hard-ass gang member turned into a little-ass kid. Because your father spoke their language.
Yeah, exactly.
He come from their world.
Exactly.
You may not have never seen him get his bang on, but his banging criteria carries weight with those kids. And that means a lot. When you was a kid, it was certain coaches that reached you. It was his stigma, his prestige, and all of that went with it. And everybody knew he was a great coach before he got you. So you just fell in line.
Mm-hmm.
Fell in line.
And it was a beautiful. The one thing I do think people get misconstrued is the origination of gangs.
Mm-hmm. Why were they created?
Why they started, and what was the purpose of them? It wasn't out here just looting. No. Like so, because if you look at a National Geographic documentary or a History Channel documentary, that's the side that they highlight, but they never highlight the side that it was a.
You have to watch this documentary called Bastards of the Party.
Bastards of the Party.
Bastards of the Party. It tells you how the Black Panther was created.
Right.
It tells you how the government killed the Black Panther and how the Crips was created and how the Bloods was created. Because we are the bastards of the party.
Yeah.
Because the Black Panthers were our fathers. So then we didn't have any fathers, so what that made us? Bastards. So that's why gangbanging kicked in, and we took a different approach. Because the Panthers tried it the right way. They went and got their guns. They went and got their shit together. They was legit feeding the community, and then the white folks said, fuck that. They doing too much shit. Knock them off. Edgar Hoover knocked them niggas off. FBI related. So when the next regime came around with the Crips, fuck doing it the right way. We fucking niggas up. We gangbanging. We doing our shit. Fuck y'all. And that's how we took our respect.
Yeah.
So now the new age gangbanging with us, we converted into music.
All right.
We don't want to bang no more. We want to tell our stories. And we telling our stories like the mafia do. And we getting paid for it. Now look how many millionaires you see. Yeah. When you was a kid, how many black millionaires did you know? Nigga, you didn't know one of them.
Nah.
How many you know now? A million of them.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
No, that's true. That's true. So you grew up in the height of the LA gangbanging era.
I grew up in the 70s, 1970s, 71, 72, 73. I got put on in 83, 84. When crack first came out, I was one of the first niggas to get that. When the Uzi first came to the hood, I was the first nigga to get shot at with a Uzi.
Damn.
All of that. The beginning of it, the Ice Age.
I want to dig into that, but how have you seen the evolution of gangbanging change, like, in nowadays? Because, like, now, from my perspective, I was never no gang member, but I was always, you got friends. Mm-hmm. But now it's not so much turf-oriented, and it's not so much color-oriented. It's just more about...
See, it's commercialized now.
Yeah.
Because it got picked up. And anytime it gets picked up, it becomes commercialized. But there's still certain neighborhoods that stick to the script and stick to the rules and regulation, but it's more commercialized now. So you can see Bloods and Crips running together, making songs, having money, because their mentality is they wasn't brought up the way the origins of gangbanging was.
Right.
They brought up with the origins of he getting money, he fly, I'm getting money, I'm fly, I'm fucking with you.
Right.
Which I love to see that, because that's the seed that we planted on Death Row Records. Death Row Records was the first Blood Crip record label with real Bloods and real Crips. Nigga, I'm telling you, it was once upon a time when we had a fucking get together at Death Row, and there was so many niggas that knew each other from sticking each other in the pen and doing shit to each other.
That's wild.
Like, that's the first time they seen each other since a nigga was behind the wall. My niggas Crips, these niggas Bloods, when they see each other, what's happening? Then they respect each other. Right. It wasn't even like, nigga, I'm gonna fuck you. It was like, oh, what's up, my nigga?
Right.
Then they start talking, yeah, this nigga stuck me in. What?
So how much peace came from that? How much did that, like, trickle on down to the neighborhood?
In the beginning,
right?
That shit. Remember when the riots happened?
Yeah.
4/29/92.
Yeah.
We was in the middle of that shit.
Really?
It was perfection. It was Bloods and Crips. Unified. It was Mexican gang. It was organized. It was beautiful.
Right.
And that's when the Chronic came out.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So all that shit culmination at the same time. And then Doggy Style came out.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like all the Bloods was fucking with me. And I was like King Crip, so it was like, okay.
Right.
And then my raps was dope and the music was fly.
Yeah.
And it was the era where it was like white folks was interested. So when I popped, all of white America was interested. And I was just the nigga to make them listen.
So what was that appeal though? Because that shit is crazy to me. Because you've had entire administrations of presidential elections ran on getting rid of the gang members in our neighborhoods, getting rid of the drugs, and then you have somebody come up who commercializes it, and people fall in love with the personality. Like, what do you think that appeal was?
I think that appeal was being real, being the fact that they watched me go from the worst nigga to the best nigga. I was the worst nigga when I first came out.
That's true.
Because I had no understanding. I didn't give a fuck. And I was just young.
But the swag was, was unbelievable though.
But then now, look, I'm the best nigga now. I'm a mentor, I'm a coach, I'm a father. Look at all the great shit that I've done now that you forget about all the shit that I've been through. I had a murder case before my first album came out.
Yeah.
And that was serious. O.J. Simpson's trial was right 2 doors down from mine.
Damn.
So when he wins his case, I'm naturally feeling like I'm going to lose mine.
Because they gotta get somebody.
One of you niggas gotta go.
Somebody.
2 of you niggas ain't getting off. You know what I'm saying?
Not today.
Not this week. So you know how I was in the courtroom. I'm in there nervous as a motherfucker, like shit. But then when I beat my case, I change. Because I'm like, I don't want to live this gangster life no more. I don't want that no more because I see the results of it. This is God telling me right now, Snoop, if you keep this gangster shit up, you going to either get killed or you going to be in the penitentiary for the rest of your life. Right. You better wise up. And at that time, Tupac came to Death Row with the attitude of, what's up, my nigga? It's like if I'm a badass running back and I come play with you, nigga, and you in the prime, and I'm on a sorry team, and all of a sudden I get with your team, nigga, and we head to the Super Bowl,
right.
I'm turning up and you like, nah, I ain't really chilling, I ain't going out. Right. Nigga, Arian, what you talking about? Nigga, I've been watching you turn up, nigga, and you ain't gonna turn up now, nigga? Oh, nah, I ain't gonna dance in the end zone. I'm just gonna get a ball to the ref. Oh, no, nigga, I need to see that bullshit you was on before I got here.
So we in here.
And I wasn't on that. I had a son.
Right.
Beat my murder case. He had no kids. Out on bail.
Right.
Picking fights with niggas.
Yeah.
I'm trying to shake hands with motherfuckers. I come from gangbanging. I know when you pick a fight with a nigga, it may not be over with until somebody get killed. This the part I know.
Right.
And I'm trying to avoid it, but neither nor there, nobody wanted to hear me. And y'all know the end result.
Yeah.
But I feel like the spirit of Tupac and Biggie is in me because if they would have been here right now, they'd be doing the exact same shit that I'm doing.
100%.
Easy.
100%. I mean, what was that? Because I mean, you are Snoop, so you live with Snoop every single day. So I think you probably get lost in it doesn't hit you like that. But so like I've known you my whole life, but not known you, right? So like I like to prep for all my on my podcast. So I'm prepping. I'm like, holy shit! Just like you said, you kind of forget how much you've done. You kind of forget. I mean, you've grown into this legend. Of course, everybody. I think you're probably the most famous rapper of all time, probably.
Somebody said that to me. I didn't believe it.
Yeah, no, I mean, seriously, if you look at me,
I heard that.
Like maybe Hov, at least the live rappers, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like you just touched so many people globally, and you forget how much shit that you've done. I mean, you had a show with Martha Stewart, my nigga. That's crazy.
Wow.
You went from like Death Row Records selling 80 million records, starting your own shit. You went with No Limit, Master P. Like it's insane the shit that you've done.
For real.
Movies.
My first #1 single, Drop It Like It's Hot.
That's my shit.
After all them years. That was my first #1 single.
I didn't know that. That's insane.
Niggas thought I had a whole bunch of #1s.
Yeah.
First one. Let me fuck you up even more than that.
Gin and Juice ain't
No, nigga.
Come on, man.
Look at these. These is Grammy nominations, my nigga.
Really?
Yeah. I got 18 of those.
You don't
with
have...
no Grammys.
Man, I have this
18 nominations with no Grammys. Should I pull a Kanye West next Grammy and just act a nigga? Or...
Why not? You know, but like the Grammys is I mean, if you look at the committees throughout the years, like you wouldn't expect that. You know what I mean?
But I just feel like I made quality music.
But I mean, look,
if you gonna nominate me,
a Grammy.
True indeed.
Nas don't got a Grammy.
True indeed.
Biggie ain't have a Grammy.
Indeed.
So it's like if you go down the list, our legends didn't have no Grammy.
True indeed.
You know, Queen didn't have a.
I got a BET
Grammy.
award and a Soul Train award, though.
So you clean the floor with them shit.
And American Music Award, nigga. That's the only one that keeps shaking me.
That shit's
I can't get the Grammy. I got nominated for an Emmy. I'm like, but I don't focus on awards. It just be motherfuckers be bringing it up to me. Then it make me mad when a nigga bring it up to me. Because I don't pay attention to a nigga like, nigga, you know you got nominated 15 times for a Grammy. I'm like, nigga, I ain't tripping. Then when it got to 17, I was like, huh? Hold on. And I started looking at the niggas I lost to. I was like, hold on, cuz. Then I started tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm athletic too, so I'm like, nigga, I'm better than you, nigga. Hold on, cuz. It's bullshit.
Nah,
nigga.
but see, but you might be one of them niggas like at the end of it, you gonna get a lifetime achievement
Say
award.
that then.
You know what I mean?
Say that then.
And to me, that's probably more impactful. It is. It's way more impactful. You look at the people that have gotten those awards and the impact that they've had on. I mean, if you look at I think you helped change the culture in Los Angeles, which isn't in itself is fucking legendary.
Right.
I mean, you did. That's what's crazy to me is you look at like when you look at artists, right? And this is why athletes and artists they have this,
similarity.
There's this huge synergy within the community of athletes and artists because they change and they move culture. You were culture for a certain amount of time, and to be culture for a certain amount of time, it's like who said it? Bill Parcells said it once. He said if at any point in time you were the best player at your position, he's talking about football, he said you belong in the Hall of Fame. He said, I don't care if it's for a year, for 2 years. If you were considered the best at your position, you belong in the Hall of Fame.
True indeed.
Because at one point you were the best in the world.
Right.
So like whatever the Hall of Fame is for music,
rock and roll,
fam.
Tupac and NWA. I just crowned Tupac. I sent him in with the speech.
It was beautiful, by the way. And that, what is that like? Crowning one
shit
of the
was
homies,
heartfelt,
like
man. That shit was so heartfelt,
like
man.
what like.
That was like probably the best feeling I could ever have but I just wanted him to be here. But even though he wasn't here, it still was a beautiful feeling that they respect him enough to put him in the fucking Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Because the nigga music was so fucking.
He touched.
His music was definitely worthy. You know what I'm saying? Before Death Row,
of course.
I say before Death Row, he was doper. Because he wrote
Dear Mama.
That nigga wrote Dear Mama and all them records that just had you thinking and shaking. The Death Row shit was just...
Pop my favorite all the time.
It was steroids though. We had him on steroids on Death Row.
That's true. How much do you think, not to pivot, but Pac is one of my all-time favorite humans that ever walked. But how much do you think the culture of... No, you straight.
No, go ahead.
How much do you think the culture of Death Row influenced Pac in a negative way?
Wow, that's a great fucking question, man. Wow, and I hate to say it, but it was 60-40. 60 negative, 40 positive. Because we did a lot of positive shit. Suge Knight was a smart, great motherfucker. I'm gonna say that, and I'm gonna really mean it. He had Tupac doing Mother's Day shit and giving back to the kids, the community. He was always a brilliant motherfucker for that kind of shit, working with the community, but he was an ignorant motherfucker too.
Right.
Meaning that if you felt we had issues with people were so afraid of Suge Knight to where he could have squashed the beef on a conversation. But to scare motherfuckers and to be Godzilla and King Kong, eventually David gonna run up on Goliath. And that's what happened. Instead of you using your power for the right reasons and teaching Tupac how to be a peaceful individual, you're out on bail. Let's live, man. Let's not get into controversy and get into it with people.
Did y'all ever bump heads about that? Like, pump the brakes a little bit?
At the end. We bumped heads at the end when we was in New York for the MTV Awards. And
that was one of the biggest hip-hop moments of all time.
Yeah. And Pac had seen Nas in the park. And him and Nas had words, but Nas didn't want none. But Nas had 100 niggas with guns.
Right.
So listen to what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
By me saying he didn't want none didn't mean he didn't punk out. It mean he just didn't want to
go there
all the way there because we was in New York in Central Park with 100 goons from New York circle us. Pac didn't even see them. I did because I got a gangbang mentality. I seen when niggas start circling and putting their hands in their pockets while Pac is in this nigga ear telling him, nigga, I made a song, nigga, dissing you, Jay-Z, Biggie, and motherfucker. And I ain't got no problem with you, Pac. All right, nigga, well, if you ain't got no problems with me, nigga, when this song come out, you better not say a motherfucking word. I love you, Pac. Shook the nigga hand.
Damn. That's a real one.
That's why I love Nas to this day.
That's a real one.
And Pac walked off. To me, he's like, yeah, nigga. And whooped her. I'm like, all right.
so, nigga, you have no idea.
No clue.
That's insane.
It's the truth.
Right.
And these are certain things that I've been holding on to because they've never been asked.
Right.
But, you know, it's appropriate now to speak on it because it's like this is the right time to say it so motherfuckers can know the intricacies of what that relationship was.
Right.
You know, Pac was my friend before he got on Death Row Records. I met him at the Poetic Justice rap party. And when I met him, we was like sort of kind of like battle rapping against each other. The first time I meet this nigga.
Man, if you look at all the old clips, all the goats went at each other, man.
It was just like that. It wasn't personal. It was just, It was a rap party and nigga, he was on the mic and my nigga Ricky Harris, rest in peace, was in the movie and Ricky Harris knew I could rap. So he's like, Snoop, come up here. When that nigga finished, I got on. And it sounded like he was saying something about me, so I was saying something about him. Then we shook hands and walked outside. Like, what's up, nigga? I'm Snoop Dogg. What's up? I'm Pac. That nigga rolled up a blunt. That was my first time hitting the blunt. Got that nigga number, started hanging
Nigga,
out
Pac
with
put
him.
you on weed?
On a blunt.
Shout out to Pac, man.
On a blunt. I was smoking zigzags. Straight zag. That nigga broke up a Swisher, nigga. No, it was a Philly blunt. He broke up a Philly blunt.
He put you on blunts. Okay.
Philly blunt. Gutted that motherfucker out and filled him up. I hit that motherfucker, called a hell of a head rush. Was like, woo, the fuck is this? I like
What you on today?
This Backwoods.
Backwoods, okay.
Yes, sir.
Man, it's crazy to hear those stories from legendary. So if you saw that Quincy Jones article,
Yeah.
like you are Quincy Jones, man. So like hearing this shit is like groundbreaking to me.
And Quincy is my mentor. That's a nigga that I can call right now and he'll pick up the phone.
That's love.
And what's so crazy is
Go ahead, put him on the podcast. Nah,
this nigga, he keeps a bad bitch with him. I ain't never seen him
as he
without a
should.
bad-
It's Quincy Jones.
A young
As he
bad
should.
bitch.
He's a
though.
Greek guy.
I'm talking about one that I had to double back and be like,
Hold up.
that's you, Unc? I always ask him, that's you, Unc?
That is crazy.
That's when you know a nigga want to get at you, bitch. Oh, that's you, Unc? Oh, yeah, she bad. She bad.
It's that low key.
Yeah, she bad.
That's
she
hilarious,
bad, Unc.
man.
You did that.
Hey man, I've never heard you talk about this. I looked, but I've always been interested in it. But it's kind of like this black market thing. Like, what were, and I don't even know if they are anymore, but what were the hip hop police?
Oh, wow. Nigga, that's for real.
Yeah.
You thought that was for fake?
I just didn't, you can never really get any confirmation other than stories, you know what I mean?
Well, in the beginning, because in the end, I got cool with them.
Right.
But in the beginning, nigga, whenever I would go to New York, the motherfuckers would be outside my hotel. Whenever I go, they would follow me to the motherfucking shows. They arrest certain niggas with me that, like, if a nigga had weed on him, they arrest a nigga. They would be, like, really fucking, like, on a nigga heels, like, right there, like, damn, cuz, like, hold on, them niggas like a real movie or a TV show when you just know a nigga following you. Like,
Yeah.
these niggas is... Then one day I had my security, said, go holler at them niggas, man. Went and hollered at them. Yeah, we the hip-hop police. Yep, we on Snoop ass.
Didn't deny
He
it.
better not do a motherfucking thing while he out here.
And that's in New York.
New York. So
Okay.
about 5 or 6 times, I went down there by myself. What's happening, homie? What's up with you? Why y'all following me? I don't do crimes. I don't do all that shit, man. What's going on? Oh, man, Snoop Dogg, you know, we really love you, man. We ain't fucking with you like that. Man, what's happening? Why don't y'all work for me, man? Look out for a nigga, man. Put a few dollars in y'all pocket. That sound like a good idea. I'm gonna run it past my partner and holler back at you. Now they on my team.
My nigga Snoop.
You gotta do it yourself, man.
Man, you an OG, man. That's insane.
I mean, what's the worst the nigga gonna tell me?
No. That's it. I always tell niggas that too. Worst thing you can get is a no.
I tried.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So that's the craziest shit to me is how you kind of experienced all of hip hop, right? And what I mean by that is you went and you blew up with Death Row. And it was from and I don't want to disrespect the position, but from my vantage point, it was like good business but bad business. It was a bad way to do business, right? And then you went to Master P, which was like complete 180, and it was great business.
Great.
And Master P, he is a genius. He don't get the
Shout
credit
out
he
to
deserves.
Master P. That nigga, if it wasn't for Master P, it wouldn't be no money in rap. Master P
Talk
put
to me.
money in rap.
Talk
Nigga,
to me.
Suge Knight made money in rap. Master P put money in rap.
Break that down for me.
Big difference. When I was on Death Row Records, we made a lot of fucking money. But Suge Knight controlled it all. Everything was in his name. He distributed the money. He passed it out. He gave you what he felt you should have. We got a lot of money. But it may not have been what we supposed to have. On No Limit Records, Master P taught ownership. These cars are in your name. This house is in your name. This account is in your name. You're going to go get you some business. You're going to go open up something. You're going to establish yourself as a businessman. Shit that I wasn't taught on Death Row Records. All my cars was in Suge Knight name.
Wow.
Get pulled over. Police. Oh, yeah, Mr. Knight. Who? I'm not Mr. Knight.
Wow.
All my cars?
And that's how you found out?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Remember, I'm a young nigga that just...
Yeah.
I'm from the hood and I'm signing my life. One with Dr. Dre, nigga. And I'm on the first single.
That's crazy.
This shit's got to be better than this shit. Where's that paper?
Yeah, for sure.
You understand what I'm saying?
I remember
Come
when you made the
on.
switch. Yeah, I remember
Come
you made the
on.
switch. Well, I mean, you still got a good relationship with him today?
Me and Suge cool as a motherfucker. I'm cool with Suge. I'm cool with Master P, Dr. Dre. I'm cool with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not be cool with Snoop?
But I had to go get that cool with him. I had to go sit down with Suge. when we wasn't cool.
Right.
I seen him in Vegas. I was moving around doing my thing, and while I was getting the hotel room, nigga, she said, "Hi, Suge." I'm like, ugh. Turn around, and my security, he big old nigga, like 6'9", 340. He immediately on him. Boom. Suge like, doggy dog. Man, tell this nigga I ain't tripping, man. Tell this nigga to kick back. Cause it's like my dog is on him. Yeah. You got your I'm like, calm down. Sit. 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 I said, all right, nigga, check it out. You know where I'm at. He said, nigga, let me come holler at you. I said, let me finish with this real quick.
What was the temperature at that point between the relationship?
Hot, nigga.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Hot. Like, I had niggas that wanted to write, they seen him before I did.
Right.
I had to tell them,
Talking about.
let me holler.
Right.
So this is what I do. I say, when I finish with this little woo-wop I'm with, I'm going to have my folks come down here and tell you what room I'm in. And then when you come up to my room, ain't going to be nobody in there. Just me and you. About 45 minutes, I send my nigga down, go get cuz and tell him to come up. I said, matter of fact, don't even come up with him. I want him to feel comfortable. Just tell him where, matter of fact, give him the room key. Come on in. Nobody in here, just me and my nigga Superfly. Superfly sitting right next to me. But Superfly ain't no threat. He just producer nigga that's just want to hear exactly what's happening. So we chopping it up. And the whole conversation is, nigga, I loved you, nigga. I could have saved you. I had nothing but love for you. And his conversation was, nigga, I love you. I ain't got nothing but love for you. But why did you try to get me pop when you loved me? You know what? I forgive you. I ain't gonna do nothing to you. There's niggas outside that want your head right now. I ain't gonna do nothing to you. You gonna go and walk up out here and we gonna be cool from this day forward. And we been straight.
Damn. That's power right there, though. So where did that, I guess that comes in solitude. You spend a lot of time alone. Like, where did you pivot from that point from, there's tension to where, like, I just want peace in my life? Was it the murder case from then on?
Yeah, I think so. You know, when you in that situation where you actually in court and somebody lost their life and you're being held responsible for it, and then the point is you may lose your life and your family and be gone forever, and you get a second chance, do you go back to the things that put you in that position, or do you try a different route to try to make a whole nother lane for yourself? And I was willing to do it. When I was willing to keep it gangster, I was all the way gangster. So when I was willing to find another path, I was just willing to go all in with it. Like, fuck it. I ain't doing that no more. I don't want no issues. I don't want to be mad at nobody. I don't want nobody to try to get at me. I don't want that no more. It's crazy when you got to be looking over your shoulders. And
that gangbang life is a real life, man.
As a successful rapper.
Yeah, it's a real life.
Do you know how hard that shit is? You can get picked off at any moment as a successful rapper that has to do an engagement here and an autograph signing here. Any moment that you not paying attention, they paying attention.
That shit's stressful.
So I don't want that attention.
All right.
I'm good.
Was that when time did you transition to the Snoop Lion?
Oh man, let me tell you what happened with that. I was always loving reggae music, man. I would always go to Jamaica to do shows, but when I would go, I would just be in my hotel room and then go to the concert and go buy some reggae hats and, you know, just some cool little shit while I was there, souvenirs, and then go back to my room. I never experienced Jamaica. So this one particular year, I was like, man, fuck that, man. I just feel like I got Jamaican in my blood. I feel like I'm reggae. I don't know why, but I need to go to Jamaica, cuz, for a whole month, do a motherfucking album, and I need Vice to film it. This when Vice was small.
Right.
Now they the biggest motherfuckers on TV, so I was
Snoop
like,
put Vice on.
Come on, nigga. I'm like, nigga, come on, I need y'all to come shoot this shit for me. We go out there, and when we go out there, it just starts off as music. But then Vice got all kind of shit set up where I'm going to temples and meeting with Bob Marley people to his studio, to Trench Town. Nigga, before you know it, I done went to some temple, and I walk in, it's a lady about 90-something years old. And the minute me and my wife walk in, she like, the prodigal son has returned. The prodigal son has returned. I don't even know what she's saying, but everybody in the room was like in a trance, and it's the spirit hit me.
Right.
Chopping it up with me. I say a few words, they tell me my whole story about who I am, not this rap nigga, but this God. And what I'm supposed to be doing, how I'm supposed to be leading. I ain't the dog, I'm the lion. The lion is the king of the jungle, he leads. He takes his people and he leads them. Aliyah Selassie, I walked with lions. So it was information that I had never had and received, and it just, when I left that motherfucker, I was Snoop Lion. A whole new mission. Everything changed. Even from my coaching style changed. Like I had more compassion. I understood what I was doing it for. I understood my worth while I was here. Instead of just being, I'm successful, I'm famous, motherfuckers love me. Nah, fuck that. Maximize my strength and my powers. Do for those who can't do. Speak for those who can't speak. Be the unheard voice. Be that.
It takes so much wherewithal and humility to be an icon, and then to introspectively look at yourself and say, I still have change, and I need to change, and then execute on that. I think that's a huge reason why you kind of have transcended hood culture into pop culture, into icon status. So you got a show with Martha Stewart. It's insane, like that humility. It's I'm envious of that shit, because I mean sometimes I don't want to deal with people, man, and you have to have that. You have to care. And I'm suffering from apathy.
Right, I get you. Hey, sometimes I be wanting to feel like that shit too. Like, hey, I'm different today. But you got to be who you is, though, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like I was given this position because I can't handle it. I feel like I was given this position because I deserve it. I feel like I'm supposed to be this. I'm supposed to be him. I'm supposed to lead right now and take the flag. I was telling 2 Chainz the other day when we was putting together this all-star basketball game. I was like, man, the rap game need a commissioner, cuz.
Bro.
And I just hate to say it, but the rap game needs a commissioner so fucking bad. And I feel like I may need to step into that role.
There's like no unification, I feel. It's just kind of a free-for-all right now.
It needs a commissioner. It needs somebody that everybody totally respects. And we can sit down and have their managers come get with me. And we can collectively come up with ideas and things to make shit work and last long, instead of it being so at each other.
Yeah.
And destructive. And
so that, I mean, if you look at the game then and the game now, what's the biggest difference that you see?
the game had structure back in the days. You wouldn't steal nobody's shit. You wouldn't sound like nobody. It was rules and regulations that came with hip-hop.
All right.
It ain't none now. It's all kind of funny shit going on right now. Weird shit, just the weirdest shit ever. Like, and some shit nigga can't even speak on because I don't want to seem like an old ass hater.
No,
but
for sure, for sure.
I don't get it if a nigga had a dress and a motherfucking machine gun.
Yeah, nah, that like, shit weird, my nigga. I mean, I can't, because I'm on the fence of that too. It's like I always want to put, because if you look at my generation, it was your music was my generation. Right. So they hated that, but it was the voice of the youth, right? And so this is supposed to be the voice of the youth. So I take it. I don't take it lightly. I'm listening. Right. But the problem is it's the substance isn't there. No. Because like if you looked at a surface level, it was my generation was like it was the gang clicking up, bang bang, but there was surface under there. You had the Dear Mamas, you had all of that, there was so much surface. And like now it's like I don't see a lot of surface. I mean, I don't see a lot of substance in the music.
And drug abuse.
Yeah. But the bad drugs.
Yeah. It's like when I was selling crack, right? Crack was a good thing and it was a bad thing. Because a lot of motherfuckers made money, but a lot of motherfuckers got hooked on that shit.
Not to cut you off, but there was a beautiful, I think it was Minister Farrakhan, but it was on, you remember Dead Prez? Mm-hmm. It was on that album, and he always talks about, he said it's like the hunter put a blade in the ice, and he put blood on the blade. And the wolf comes over, he smells the blood, and he interested in the meal, and he's licking the blade, and as he licks, he starts to bleed.
Because he cutting his own tongue.
But he thinks he's having a good meal, and as he keeps licking, he gets more and more. He thinks he's having a good meal, and he eventually kills himself, which is a beautiful analogy.
That is beautiful.
To what the crack epidemic was to our neighborhoods.
And that's what the hip-hop epidemic is right now. They reversed it. They dumbing us down.
Jesus.
Look at it. Look, it's just like crack. Look how many niggas is balling right now.
Yeah.
And look how many niggas is strung out right now on the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cold game the way they do it.
Yeah.
And they pushing it and promoting the fuck out of it right now, just like they did with crack. They pushed it.
I had this conversation. Scarface was on my podcast. So
My nigga Brad Jordan.
Yeah, that's my dude, man.
Me and Brad go back to before Snoop Dogg had a deal.
Yeah.
Nigga.
I gotta holler at him, man. That's my
Nigga,
guy.
I went seen the Ghetto Boys nigga at the House of Blues in 1991 before I even had a fucking deal.
That's crazy. That's my dude,
Come
man.
on now, nigga.
So I was talking to him about like the agenda and like who is pushing this agenda, what is pushing this agenda, because I feel like if you shadow boxing, you ain't never gonna connect, right? So like I've talked to him, I've talked to other OGs, and I hear this paper tiger that everybody keep talking about, but I don't really know where to point the cannon. You know what I mean?
Right. I just feel like niggas need to get together, organize. Like it's too much separation, and I say that with the bosses. Like, I'm a boss, Puffy a boss, Jay-Z a boss, but you don't see us doing boss business.
Right.
Like, why not? Like, this is the time to do it. When we can really corner the game and say, okay, as black businessmen, we've created something that you couldn't create. Because we're black businessmen and we created something that's going to be here 100 years after we dead. Mm-hmm. Because we bossed up and we did that. Not just bossed up individually and Puffy worth 100-something million, Dre worth 500 million, Jay-Z worth 600 million, Snoop Dogg worth 200 million. What about the niggas that ain't worth no millions? Can we provide something to get them into the tech world, into the next level world, to where they can get jobs and educating them on what the next future jobs is? Because them jobs that we grew up on don't exist no more.
And they're not going to
It's
either.
app jobs, it's tech jobs, it's savvy shit to get you times paid 100 and a faster exit plan now. But if we don't teach it, we don't know it.
Right, no, 100%. So that's a huge point that you hit. That is one of my life goals, right? I was a successful man in football, but in order to accomplish the things that I want to accomplish, I'm going to have to reach another plateau, which I'm going to. And that is opening schools, opening our schools and teaching. I'm not a huge fan of Dr. Umar Johnson, but, you know, he has a lot of great shit to say. Right. So you can't throw out the baby with the bathwater, right? So one of the things he says is, like, have schools teach relevant shit in classes, right? And what I mean by that is, like, have young black girls have a hair class, how to take care of their hair.
Shit that's gonna get them a job.
100%. Like we don't.
The book shit that they teaching ain't getting you no fucking job. Let's just say that. I got 3 kids that graduated from high school, and none of that shit they learned in school got them a fucking job. Period.
To me, it's like a slow. It's a slow process, and it's such a slow process that it ends up numbing you to the process, right? So like what I've learned because I've doubled back, I'm taking math classes right now because I want to go back to school for physics, right? Now I was always interested in physics, but I didn't know I was interested in physics because in order to be interested in physics, you have to know the base of everything. And the base of everything is the math, it's the this, it's the that. The shit that was uninteresting to me as a kid and it didn't relate to it. It's super interesting. And now I have all my biases, so I'm gonna struggle like a motherfucker with math, but I'm gonna get it done. But that's the problem is one of my buddies always says this. He always says the problem with school is it fills a bucket, it doesn't light a fire. And I think that's what we have always been. Our natural resources in this country, our athletes and our entertainers. We don't have any crops that we could fall back on. We don't have any there's no foundation to us. Our foundation was rooted in slavery, right? So our foundation now has to be our athletes and entertainers. And we have to cultivate those.
And create shit out of that.
100%. And I think people like you, people like Puff, people like Jay-Z have to be the front. And there are things that's happened, but it has to be. I think there has to be a public. I'm not super big on cameras with charity, but I think something like that would have to be documented because people need to see it.
Right. Because it's history.
Yeah.
It need to be told, it need to be understood, and it need to be relayed. Because it's enough of us that want to do it, but I just don't feel like nobody is stepping into that position. Like, somebody got to be the sacrificial lamb. You know, just like Colin Kaepernick had to be the one to stand up and take that knee and say, you know what, I know I ain't going to play another down in the NFL, I ain't going to get another check from the NFL, but for the benefit of my peoples, I'm going to take this fall. And when I take the fall, if I'm doing it with good heart and sincerity, I'm going to give me some blessings. And that's what's going to happen. Somebody got to be willing to do that. I don't have nothing to lose, so I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to stand up and do it. I think I do it anyway.
No, you do, 100%.
I just feel like if it was collectively done, it would look better and feel better, especially if it was documented.
Oh, I think it would be executed better, too, if everybody got on the same boat.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
you should try to push that. Bring that up. Bring that topic up. Why we doing this podcast? Every time you interview somebody, make sure you bring that up.
I will.
And get suggestions, and then you get the best ones from reviewing your podcast, and then come back at us and let us know which one you think works.
No, 100%. I will. Like I said, I do so much work in the community, but I don't. Like I said, I don't ever document it. But something like that, 100%, 100%.
Gotta be.
Not to totally pivot, man, and kill that mood, but you can't not talk to Snoop and not talk about weed. But I wanna touch on what you're doing in that field, because what has taken place is the most blatant racist shit I've ever seen in my life. They have locked up brothers for weed for years, and then they turn around and made a multi-billion-dollar business out of it.
And won't let them niggas out.
They're starting to, because they don't have a choice.
Starting to.
I hear you. I hear you.
Nigga, if it's legal, what the fuck am I locked up for? Fuck starting to.
Dog, you're
Fuck
preaching
starting
to the choir.
to. I don't want to hear that starting
I'm with
to
you.
shit.
I'm
How
with
many
you.
white ones still in there?
100%. I'm with you.
Let's do the numbers on. Let's Google that.
Overwhelmingly, people of color are locked up for
More
drugs.
Latinos and blacks are locked up behind marijuana than Caucasians.
100%.
Now that it's legal, immediately you should start releasing the Latinos and the blacks to level off the playing field, because they were doing something right. They were businessmen, and now this is a business, and now you cutting into their business.
Right.
That's how America do you, though.
But to me, that's been the most blatant racist shit.
Alcohol was the perfect way. Tobacco was the perfect. They had created. They created something called the Alcohol Tobacco Force, ATF,
Yeah,
to regulate.
that's insane.
And they created something for weed called the MED, the Marijuana Enforcement Department. Not the feds, but the meds. And see, a lot of you niggas don't even know that, because you ain't in a state where it's federally legal. California is not federally legal.
It's not federally legal at all, is it?
It's federally legal in Denver, Colorado.
It's federal. Oh, it's a federal?
Yes, it's recreational and medical.
I didn't know that.
They
it was
have
federal.
an MED.
I just
When it's
step checked
medical
that, bro.
and it's recreational, that's when it's federally legal. It's only in a few states.
Right.
Now, Canada is federal everywhere.
It needs to be. It needs to be. You got dudes with warehouses full of just cash because they can't put it in the bank. Yeah. Oh,
You're
man.
here soon.
I'm with you.
You hear me?
Man, hit me on the line.
No, for real, for real.
Hit me on the line.
Like, I like going where they ain't looking.
Yeah.
Like California crowded. I don't have no weed company in California.
Right.
I just fuck with niggas in California. I got people that I deal with, that I get down with. And when I do make my deal in California, it's got to be legit. It's got to be sealed up tight to where it's federally regulated. Everything is on point. Because I'm a big name and I can't have no fuck ups going with my business. I don't do that kind of business. I do legit business.
Yeah.
So the California train, I ain't really jumped on it. I just keep dealing with people who got the best herb. And I push and promote their shit because I'm unselfish. Right. And I want to see everybody win.
Right.
And then when I come in the game, I'll get an umbrella deal like Jordan. You know Jordan with Nike? He got all these niggas signed to him. All you weed niggas gonna sign to me because I'm gonna be the biggest thing moving. And I'm gonna put you under my umbrella. I've been pushing you already for no money. You might as well join my forces.
Right. You make the right moves, man. That's why I've always respected your business mind. Always.
I come from the streets, though. I come from giving a motherfucker something. And if they like it, give them some more. And the third time, I charge them.
Say that one more time.
Give you some. Second time, give you some more. And then the third time, I'm going to charge you.
That's real, though. That's a real business tactic. It's the same thing that people do, like I said, if you go to the mall and they have those samples.
Right.
And they give samples away, and it's part
Love
of
for
the
you
business
to be
cost. Yeah, it's a great business
Then your
strategy.
ass find yourself going in there buying a whole plate of shit.
exact shit that you weren't even hungry for. That's beautiful, though, man.
Hey, but that's why I say the streets can take you to a certain level if you know the right aspects of the streets to take with you. Like, I learned that on the streets.
Right.
But you would have never known that. I didn't go to no business school. I didn't graduate from college.
But that's an important point, and this is why I have this argument with people, especially online. I'll be on Twitter all the time arguing with people because I love it. But the common misconception is that there is, and people feel like this, dog. Like there's intellect lacking in our neighborhoods, right? And I'm like, that is not the case. The problem is, it's just like you were talking about earlier. We don't speak the same language, right? There's certain there are certain things that you've learned on the street that you can learn in a college class.
Yes.
Which I have. I took economics, right? And so the shit that you're explaining to me it's supply and demand.
It's just the translation of it all. We get lost in translation.
Exactly. So there's, I mean, I feel like you can learn from both worlds, but that's an important point. And I feel like people like you are extremely important. People like myself are extremely important.
Yeah, because
made it up out of made it up out of circumstances, but can convey those messages to both crowds.
Yes.
That shit is a gift.
It is, because to make them understand that this shit worked, because now what I'm doing now is tech plays now, where they have Snoop Dogg come out and talk in front of a bunch of millionaires and billionaires who tech companies, and they ask me questions like, so how did you sustain your career and manage to do this and do that? Because they want to know. Because a nigga's a marketing machine.
I mean, 100%.
And I tell them like this. I give you a little bit of this game, but I'd rather sit at the table with y'all and give you this real game.
That's real shit.
Yeah, cut me in or cut it out.
Yeah.
You ain't finna get all this game on this stage right now.
That's real shit.
Yeah, sit me at the table with you. Put me a part of your company, and you can get all this game.
But that's what they do, and that's what I learned when I first got money, was that the game was full of nepotism.
Oh boy,
it was full of who you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was just.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
100%, and like just to keep reiterating the point that we were talking about. We need people like you to put people like underneath your umbrella and just keep bringing it along, because that's how dynasties get started. That's how Fortune 500 companies get started. It's people like that, and you keep feeding that monster.
That's what we're doing. I just combined with Deion Sanders to create a company called 2021 for the simple fact that we both do the same shit. We both coach kids. We love our communities. We give back. We mentors. We fathers. And it's like we competing against each other, as opposed to competing with each other. So me and him love each other. We sat right in here with me and you sitting at. And I said, Deion, I want to be on your team. I want to play for you, man. Because I love you and I want to play for you. And he said, D-O-double-G, I've been playing for you. Well, let's come together, man, 2021. And we formed a company just like that. And that's two great men who are going to do great work for the community that's going to attract other great men. Mm-hmm. Because people that get down with him gonna feel left out. Mm-hmm. People that get down with me gonna feel left out. You don't have to. Come on in. There's room for everybody. We started this so entertainers and athletes could do shit together, because we are together. But nobody's breaking the ice. You know, we can only be seen in certain places, and we can no, fuck that.
Yeah, man.
Me and Prime, Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
And we gonna teach you young niggas how to do it the right way, because we the mentors.
Yeah.
I'm gonna holler at them about the weed, Prime. You get at them about God. Let me talk to them about this shit. Nigga, they test you niggas on this date and this date, nigga. That's and you, nigga, you got 37 days to be clean, nigga. Not 30, 37, nigga. That's real. Find out the dates, nigga, on when they gonna press your ass, nigga. It goes from here to here. I'm that nigga.
No, but it's needed. So like Charlemagne, I read his book, right? He was
God.
Charlemagne. He was on my podcast too, and he has I think like a beautiful idiom, and he says you have to have a balance of righteousness and wretchedness,
right? And
like you have to keep that balance, because that shit that made Snoop
is the wretchedness,
but it's brilliance, right? And so it's like Black Twitter. You know what Black Twitter is? It's like it's ignorant shit, but it's out of that emergence comes like some brilliance, and you have to have that balance.
Got to stay connected to that.
100%.
Can never disconnect from that. That's a piece of you. Like your heart is in two pieces. One of them has to stay that way. One of them has to stay this way, and you have to control the chemical balance of it all to know when to exalt those and when to distribute that power out there. Which is hard sometimes, because motherfuckers be working you and trying to pull you out of character, but. Yeah. The main thing that I learned, and I learned this from Tookie Williams, rest in peace, was to master myself. He taught me this one word, sang fraud. They was about to kill this man. They was about to take this man's life. He was on death row. He was like 2 days away from dying. And me and him was talking, and he was so calm talking to me and laughing and joking and telling me about all the great things that he'd seen in me and wanted me to do. And I said, man, how are you so relax right now? He said, brother, the word is sang fraud, and that's to remain calm under pressure. And when he told me that word, I started practicing that shit and started mastering myself. And I learned how to become sang fraud, to always be calm under pressure.
Dog, I'm gonna tell you how accurate that is, because as an athlete, it's the same concept, right? If you tense up, you don't you don't get all the use out of your muscles that you could if you relax. And I remember the moment this hit me. I was in the NFL still struggling with this, but the moment it hit me was when I was courtside at a Miami Heat Houston Rocket game, and I saw LeBron drive into the hole. And when he was driving to the hole, his face was so relaxed. It was bouncing. It was just relaxed. And it was like an epiphany. I was like, yo, you have to relax in tense situations. And I took that, and it was applicable to my life. Wow. That moment was huge for me. It was a weird moment. I've never even said that shit before, but it was a weird moment. But like that shit is
true, right?
It's 100%.
But I'm in the, listen to where I'm at. Nigga, I'm in San Quentin in a one-man cell with me and him.
And Tookie's a legend, man.
Just me and him chopping it up. They brought sandwiches and crackers and milk. I'm in that, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the zone, man. Like, man, I'm talking to this greatest
jail feast,
the greatest gang member ever, man.
Yeah.
This is the Darth Vader of gang banging. You understand me?
That's real
and
shit.
I'm chopping it up with him, man.
That's real shit.
And the information that he gave me, you would have thought that he would be giving me information on, you know, get the homies together. Man, that nigga, he was nominated for like 6 Nobel Peace Prizes.
Was he really?
He wrote children's books.
I remember that.
On gang violence.
Yeah.
That's where he was at with his life.
Yeah.
So it rubbed off on me.
I remember the uproar when he was on Death Row and how they were like, yo, if you ever want to reform a nigga, this is the nigga. But, I mean...
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
And they ain't killed the nigga since him.
Really? That was the last one?
And Charles Manson died of natural causes.
That's insane.
And Charles Manson was in there before him. You get it?
Nah, 100%. I mean, it's hard to explain to people other than us. But
yeah.
It's
yeah, but Charles Manson was a legend. They selling shit on him and bitches going to visit. They treated him like he was the greatest motherfucker in the world, but he cut a motherfucker baby out of a bitch and killed her.
Yeah.
Cut her baby out of her.
Yeah. I guess I'm torn on that shit because... So if you look at the history of gang violence with the Raymond Washingtons, the Tookie Williams, and the cats that started it, the shit that snowballed was I think it was kind of unforeseen. I think it was just kind of trendy at first, but then it snowballed into this kind of a catastrophic thing. Because if you look at it, as an OG of the game, you have to step back and be like, holy shit, yo, there's Crips in New York. There's Crips in Boston.
Everywhere.
There's Crips in Florida. Like,
everywhere.
That shit is insane. Y'all started
in Vietnam,
that shit.
nigga.
There's Crips in Vietnam?
Yes,
I didn't
nigga.
know that shit.
A whole set. They started in my city in Long Beach.
That's insane.
The whole country cripping.
So, like, I mean, if you look at that, to kind of come full circle, man, you look at that, has that been a huge inspiration to not scale it back, but to reel them in and say, yeah, this is how we started out, but look how we ended?
I think I had an album that I had just dropped called Make America Crip Again.
Yeah, man.
And it was controversial because motherfuckers didn't know what I meant. And even some of the niggas on my team was like, cuz, what you mean Make America Crip Again? Cuz, you mean you want me to go back to killing motherfuckers and robbing and shooting and shit? I was saying, nah, cuz. The origins of Crippin' was to keep the community together. It was organized. It wasn't the gang to fight against motherfuckers. It was the gangs to protect us from motherfuckers. So that organized mind is what
Police
I had.
brutality.
Exactly.
Specifically.
Exactly.
Right.
So I was taking it back to that. And along the way, I ran into a little bit of controversy, but I cleared it up because I am an individual who meets it head on.
You need to write a book about that. Like title it Make America Crip Again, but go into the origins of Crippin', because I remember I had another dude on my podcast, but I was explaining to him the origins of gangbanging.
Yes.
It did not come
from us fighting each
no,
other.
It was
we protecting
not about,
ourselves from the fucking
The police
police
were coming and picking us off one by one, and that's
killing
why
us.
I have these debates with people all the time. Like
they was killing us, nigga. They weren't just arresting us.
It was picking us off. So like I was having this debate with it wasn't a debate, but I was like on a panel speaking with John Carlos, one of the men who he was on my podcast as well. He some kid in the crowd was like he started spitting out statistics on black versus black crime and yada yada yada, and I was like, dog, either two possibilities are gonna come from this, and you tell me which one is more likely. Either black people have been consistently crazy complaining about police brutality since the 50s, 40s, 30s, or something is really going on. I was like, you think about what's more plausible. The Department of Justice came out with a report that said they found racism in the Baltimore, the Chicago Police Department.
Nigga, they killed Martin Luther King. The motherfucking Edgar Hoover came out and said he had the Black Panther dismantled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They did certain shit. They planted guns. They shot motherfuckers.
They still get there's an ongoing case right now where the I think it's the.
How you gonna tell Martin Luther King family that you killed him? Y'all have been better off just not saying nothing.
Yeah, and the FBI, they were.
But y'all said that y'all did that.
It's insane. It's insane.
This they world, man. We don't, we got a little bit, but they still run it.
Yeah.
That's why we need to collectivize and understand that the more money that we got together, that's what makes our power stronger. And the thing that I learned that the old generation that ran the world when I was a kid, they dying now and they gone. The new generation that's running the world, after this bitch ass president get out the White House, they were raised off of the shit that we put in them. Like, you got to look at what's happening. I'm 46 years old, right? So imagine if you was listening to my music in the 90s and you was 30-something.
Yeah.
That means you like 50-something going on 60. Mm-hmm. You may be one of the politicians that really love Snoop Dogg and love the change, but you love the old Snoop Dogg. Mm-hmm. But you really love the new Snoop Dogg. Mm-hmm. And you ain't about all that racism and all that shit. You're about equality. And you feel like you got to play the game fair. Because I feel like the ones that's old school, you can't change their mentality. That's just the way they are. They slave mentality, that's how they get down. Mm-hmm. But the ones that's under 60 years old, they don't have that mentality because they was raised off of hip-hop. Mm-hmm. They was raised off of this shit. If I was doing this shit for 25 years, and I'm the second generation of hip-hop, so that means how many people has hip-hop really affected in those political seats?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
100%.
And that runs the world. When hip-hop can influence the world. We had a black president, and that nigga was hip-hop.
Oh, easily. Yeah,
all hip-hop.
So many references. It was easy to go. Man, so if you look at...
And they didn't kill the nigga when he was in office.
Man, shout out to that. I was like, yo,
I was waiting on it.
It was a clock.
Everybody was nigga win today. That nigga made it.
Boy, it was a clock, man.
Boy, please. Shout out to him and his beautiful wife and his beautiful daughters living their life. The Obamas. Boy, do I miss y'all.
Boy, yo, you came out with the video where you did the bang shit. This is the crazy shit, right? So you came out with the video where you fake shot Trump. Mm-hmm. But this is the funny shit about that. The Republicans always scream out that this new tagline they say, like, snowflakes. Oh, you guys are snowflakes, right? But I heard they said Snoop came out with a video where he shot Trump. I was like, damn, come on, Snoop, right? That's my first thought. But then I saw the video. I was like, come the fuck. It was a little play pistol with the bang. That shit's art. I looked at it, I was like, yo, that's art.
Niggas artistic.
That shit. But that's what art's supposed to be.
That's what I'm supposed to do.
It's supposed to reflect your emotions in the best way possible, and it did that. You don't like dudes, so
straight up.
You showed that, but like it wasn't. I don't think it was this. Kathy Griffin was worse.
Yeah, he sent them boys to come holler at me though, right?
No, he didn't. Mm-hmm. Talk to me, because I had never.
Yeah,
that's big though.
Closed doors. White one, Asian, black, Latino. Mm-hmm. All right, whatever. Yeah. Nah, I didn't know. But see, what was cold was the nigga who directed it and wrote the treatment was a white boy. Mm. And it fucked him up. And he was like, Snoop had nothing to do with the creative. He just wrote the song. I'm the nigga that thought of all of that. And I'm an artist and creatively. And he started hitting him with that white talk. And they was like, well, between us, we don't really like him either. But you just can't say stuff like that, Snoop. You can't do stuff like that.
That's insane.
I'm like, so we cool? We cool. All right. It's been real.
Yo, that's wild. and roll one up.
Right after. You hear me? Put it in the motherfucking air.
That's so much power though, man, to have that, to have an opinion about something and to have probably the most powerful man in the world right now send somebody to holler at you. That's insane.
And then I got a visit from my dear brother, the Honorable Louis Minister Farrakhan. And he sat right in that seat that you sitting in. And we had a beautiful conversation.
He like the hip hop counselor, really.
That nigga's a god.
That's real shit.
Yeah, that's the hip hop commissioner. You really want to know?
That's real shit.
That's the commissioner.
He done squashed so many.
That's the commissioner, nigga.
Yeah.
Hands down.
That's insane.
He is the hip hop commissioner. Yeah. So chopping it up with him, he just gives you life tools. It don't even be about the scenario.
Right.
Be about the down the line. So he educates you for down the line.
Yeah.
Like he don't prepare you for right now, because you already got past right now. Yeah. Let me tell you about the next 5 years, brother, how you need to be moving and grooving it, putting back in the community and doing things like this. And the work you're doing is amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, he don't never fault you. He don't never talk about you. He talk about all the great things you do. Right. And see, that's the shit that I love, because anybody could bash you. We know when we wrong. It's cool to be checked, but tell me what I'm doing right.
Right.
So I can keep doing right. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. I might want to keep doing wrong.
Yeah. Man, more game. Free game.
Philosophy.
I appreciate you,
Come on
man.
now.
That's insane, man. Well, look, dog, I have I don't even have the words to express how much you've impacted my life, and how much you impacted millions across the globe. And so just the fact that you carve out a little bit of your day, man, to come rap with me, it's an honor, bro.
Hey, man, it's flavor, baby. You know what I'm saying? I love what you're doing. We need more shit like this to where we can communicate and get information out to the people, and, you know, just have these dialogue with two people who need to be talking to each other. You understand me? Like, this is what the world we live in now. We able to do it. That's what we gonna do. Anytime you need me for the podcast, you need any of my homies, my peoples, give me a holler. I'll plug it up just like that.
Oh, we'll definitely reach out, man. But like, so we end the podcast the same every way, man. Jim Carrey is probably one of my favorite humans, man. Dude is just on another level. I think I want to dig into his brain, and so we ask all of the guests, man, to try to look into the camera and try to get Jim. We're gonna put together a little collaboration piece, and
so you can get him on the show?
Just try to get him on, man.
All you gotta do is show him my tape, you gonna get him.
Bam. So
look at the camera do it?
The camera right there.
I got it.
Oh,
Let me show you something.
Hey, Jim Carrey, this Snoop Dogg, man. Quit bullshitting. Cut this shit. Come on the show, man. You got time. You ain't doing shit else. I'm gonna have some of this, and I'm gonna have some of that. So bring your funny looking ass on the show, so we can chop it up with you. This big Snoop Dogg, one of your biggest fans.
Let me show you something.
That's by far the best one, dog. Snoop, the legend, man. I appreciate you coming on,
I
fam.
appreciate you, my nigga.
Yes, sir.
Much success.
Always.